welcome to the Bluestone Villa. My name is Louisa and today we are kicking off on day 2 of our understairs cupboard small space kind of glow up. You will have seen in last week's video that we cleared out our cupboard. We have put up the beginnings of our shiplap paneling around that cupboard, and we also have started making a radiator cover for our radiator in our hallway. So yeah, we're basically continuing that work. This is actually only day 2, so it's Sunday, I think the 7th of November, and we're going to be carrying on with kind of shiplapping some more of the understairs cupboard today, probably the ceiling as well in there, and just see how far we get, probably doing some like caulking and little bits and pieces like that as well. But first of all, we have our annual street clean with our neighbours. So we're going to head out there first, tidy up a little bit of our road, have a little bit of a social, bit of coffee, bit of cake, all that jazz, and then we're going to come back here and be fueled up, ready to kind of hit the ground running with more of our cupboard renovation. What is this for?
Like, this would be the understairs box, and then I'll put a thing in there, and then hinges in there. I know that you're filming this, like it's going, and then it'll be able to like flip up, like,
yeah,
and then I'll put like something in there so it sits on it. But
yeah, because then, and then what I'm thinking is I'll get a piece of foam that's cut to that length, and then we'll put choose some material to go over it, and then that will be like a cushion to go on the top.
Yeah, and then I'll clad this with that stuff. That'll be like that.
I hadn't thought of that, but that is actually a nice idea, because that will bring it in.
So this is actually, I think this is actually going to be the seat. It's going to be the lid.
Fine.
I don't know how big you want to go.
Well, I think we need to think about that seriously, because you want enough space that you can put my bags in there, for example, and you want it to be big enough that you can sit on there comfortably. But I also don't want it to be so big that then what happens is you can barely get in the cupboard.
It's like that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that long.
I was thinking you're almost going to have it about that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But we also need to, I thought you were also talking about how deep. Yeah, and I think that's what we need to think about as well, because I don't think we want to then struggle to get in the cupboard as well.
Do you want it only about a foot deep? Because I've got plug sockets there as well. I might have to move those plug sockets, because if it's that deep,
yeah,
that's enough to sit on.
And it's enough to walk round.
Well, you know what, look, ultimately, I can cut it, and I can always change. As long as I don't cut it too small first time round. If I do it so it's about that, so say 80 centimetres,
yeah,
by about a foot deep, then you'll be able to have something to sit on. Because
also, I'll tell you what, with those plug sockets, obviously I want at least one of them, obviously for the light, but actually that's where we can charge our Hoover up and it be put away. I'll make these drinks. What did you want, tea or coffee? I forget. We have our bit cut for here. So this looks perfect. And I think James is talking about putting some old-fashioned hinges on it, so that if we wanted to kind of get to stuff on this side, we can just lift it off, but only to be used in like really rare occasions. Looks much better than that shoddy other bit that we had. He's just cutting up the last bit for here at the moment, but he said he's struggling to get the angle quite right, so he keeps on having to shave bits off. He said there's not going to be a lot left of it at this rate.
Chuck that one outside, please.
James is now going to get on with building our kind of like chest box that we're going to have in our cupboard. So essentially that's going to be some storage space to put like my handbags or kind of other like bags that we might need that we don't really have anywhere else to put or hang in there, and then it's also going to double as like a seat for us to sit on if we want to like put our shoes on or take them off, etc. So he's going to do that. I'm going to get back in the cupboard once he's out from measuring, and I'm going to start just like picking out like that old wire, give it a bit more of like a tidy up, maybe a bit more of a hoover in there, and just kind of get it a bit cleaner, so that then can start thinking about what work might be next to do in the cupboard to kind of move it on to the next stage in terms of putting like finishing touches to bits and pieces, like when James does the trim and when we caulk stuff, and also ready for painting. So probably need to do some like sanding of the floors and stuff as well.
How tall do you want this box?
I was kind of thinking probably about that height, to be fair. Because you would, do you think?
I might go 55 centimetres in.
What is that?
Well, that's 62, so 55 is a little bit lower. By the time I put a lid on it and stuff.
Yeah, fine. Do you agree? I think so.
I can always trim it down if it's too big. Okay, 55. And then width-wise, I'm thinking maybe a bit shorter than this. Just thinking about here, 85.
Yeah.
And then depth-wise, it's going to be about, well, it's going to be about... So basically, the box is going to stand about there.
Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? Is that enough for us to sit on?
Yeah.
Enough space for us to get our big bums on?
I think it's a bit... I'm going to cut them at 55, and then we'll see.
The last bit of the panelling's gone in there. It's a bit dinked, but we're gonna have caulk in kind of some of those imperfection places anyway. This is an old TV wire. It's actually... Oh, definitely need to cut that because I'm going to break that otherwise. Another day, same outfit, same hairstyle. It is Friday. We are off to Wicks to look at scaffold boards. Was that the only thing we were going to look at? We're going to get some radiator paint because we're going to paint the radiator in a black paint so that the white doesn't show through the grills. And then we were looking at scaffold boards to do... I'm not filming you, chill out. Got strict orders from James not to film him. Yeah, sorry. So scaffold boards, because I'm thinking about using those for the shelves in the understairs cupboard and then staining them ourselves. My original idea was to use the leftover floorboards from our house and our neighbour's house, so that they were like a little bit original and stuff like that. And James went and built a log store with them, so like literally squashed my dreams. But we do have a really good little log store now, so I can't complain too much. So yes, we're going to look at that. And then was there anything else we need to get whilst we're in there? You can say something. I'm not filming you, but you can say whether like there's anything.
Don't think so, don't know.
Don't think so, don't know. Oh, dear God. So yeah, so that's the plan for today. I'm very distressed because I've got a notification from Dunelm to tell me my light that I've ordered for that downstairs cupboard is... I don't know who's tooting there. Like, can't go anywhere. It's a blooming red light. Yeah, sorry. So that the light that I ordered about 5... I think I ordered it last Sunday. They've just suddenly messaged me today to say, oh, actually, we can't deliver it. We're out of stock. I don't know how it's taken them that long to decide that. So I had to pick a new date, but I'm not confident because it was only like a day later. So I'm pretty sure I'm probably not going to get it then either, which is annoying because I wanted to share it as part of another video coming up. But yeah, so that's not come. And I've had about 3 different packages from Anthropology with the coat hooks that I've ordered for that. So I will show you those either when we get back tonight or possibly tomorrow morning when we get on with kind of work again on that room. And then, was there anything else? Yeah, Friday night. I mean, can you get more exciting going to Wicks after work on a Friday night and then back home for a curry? Morning guys, happy Saturday. I'm going to be filming on my phone a little bit, sadly, because someone forgot to charge her camera battery up, and someone also can't remember where she put her battery charger. I thought it was down here, but turns out it's not. We are back to Wicks. Nothing like going to Wicks the night before to avoid you having to do it the next day and then actually still having to do it the next day. We weren't sure on the scaffold board option, but we found another option. But we are or have, I'm not sure if James has actually already done it, measuring up where the shelves are going to go, and then we're going to go and buy the appropriate material for that. I think we're going to stain it or varnish it or something. We found some brackets we think we like there as well. So we need to do that. And then we also need to get some plyboard for the slopey bit under the stairs, because we're not going to do that with tongue and groove, but we are going to put something up there because it's really bad. I'll show you now. So this is the section here. It's all lining paper and it's, as you can see, coming apart. Oh, James has actually really pulled it apart. So, yeah. You can see there, I think, also the horsehairs.
Right, I've got my car keys, got my wallet.
Got your girlfriend. That's not very nice. Can you tell we've already been bickering this morning about DIY? Caulking time, so James has fitted everything he can in here, so now I am making this look a lot smarter. It's like Bodger's magic caulk. So I've just started to put some on here. I'm sorry I can't get many action shots because it's such a small space. It's hard to get the angle, but also I'm having to do this on my phone today because of said battery issue on camera. But yeah, so filled all along here. It will probably need a second coat, we think, probably, but just so you've got a bit of an idea. It's a bit annoying because it goes in these cracks, but I think once it's painted it won't matter. And then you can see here, this is a bit I haven't done, so that's a bit that I'll do in a minute. So I've just gone about halfway down, and just so I can show you, so some gaps are bigger than others. So this is quite a deep gap, whereas the top was pretty flush. So yeah, so filled all down there, and then obviously have to overfill here, and it's not quite gone fully in. So now that I've kind of wiped it down, so I'm going to go in and just fill some more before I go it down. So I just didn't even say a sentence then, I just kind of like, yeah, my words. But yeah, so I take the caulk gun down, and then what I do is I get some of these, I mean you can use like a damp cloth, but I've been using these ultra grime wipes. I mean, it's quite wasteful, I suppose, because look how many I'm using, but anyway, it gets really messy. I always feel like you end up or at least I do anyway, wasting loads of caulk, to be honest, because loads has come off on those wipes. But yeah, I'll just basically carry that the whole way down. I do actually need to do in a fair few places, like in between the skirting boards and the, I've been calling it a shiplap, but I think it's actually only shiplap if you put it sideways. I think it's tongue and groove if it's, going up and down. But anyway, I need to do something on the bottom here, but to be honest, we've got quite a lot of stuff in here, and we're also going to go out this evening, so I'm not going to do the bottom. Also, additionally to that, I want to give these skirting boards a bit of a key. So to be honest, I think I might want to do that first before I do the bottom caulking anyway. So I'm just going to concentrate on like the sides and the top. And then what I'm going to do is I can then show you properly like everything that James has done last Sunday, and also like he did a bit in the week as well, and then obviously today. So it's mostly been him because it's such a small space. There's only really enough space for him to work in here, plus some of the stuff he's done he has not wanted to let me do. Classic James. I look awful. I think it's the lighting. I hope it's the lighting. But yeah, so he has done most of this, to be fair. To date, it's just been a one-person job, so quite hard for us supposed to get in. So now it's like passing the baton to me to pick up some of this stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to get it done because we want to go out in a little while. Hi guys, we are actually in Sunday now. I feel like I'm catfishing you based on the last clip of me versus the new clip of me. But I didn't actually get to finish up just filming where we've got to really with the cupboard, because actually I haven't shown you things like our chest bench that James has made and kind of just the paneling in full and what have you. Ran out of time last night because we were going to like a Christmas event on the Pantiles, which is like the oldest part of Tunbridge Wells. I think it's like 1500s or something. Yeah, they had like a Christmas thing on, so we went out there last night, so we were in a bit of a rush to get out. But yeah, I wanted to open up my Anthropologie coat hooks. I've had 3 packages from Anthropologie of this. They must come from different stores or something. The reason I've probably got so many is because I ordered quite a few of them. I ordered quite a few of them because the vision is that I'm going to have my coat hooks spell out my street name, basically. So the name, road, kind of like overlapping. So like the top layer will be the actual name and then the bottom layer, road. And yeah, I don't know how I'm fully gonna share that with you all for like, to show as a finished effect, just because, I mean, not that obviously I'm like some famous influencer over here or anything, but I do feel like there is an element of just being sensible around. I already share like our whole house on the internet. I just wonder whether like a street name is like a step too far. But yeah, so I'm gonna open these up and show these to you. These ones I've been looking at since 2019, so they've been in my head since I first decided we were gonna do this with that cupboard. So I'm gonna get these out and try and show you 1 or 2 of them. This is them. It's a much kind of dirtier antique kind of brass on it, and I really love the white as well. It's just kind of a little bit seaside, a little bit more rustic, and yeah, I just really love it. And yeah, I've had these in my mind. These were £12 each, so I spent, I think in total, around 130 something pounds on these, which I would say is probably one of the more expensive items for the actual cupboard renovation, because our wood and materials and stuff I think cost about 200 odd. And then actually we picked up our shelves yesterday and they were, I think, well, everything that we got together came to about 100 something, so quite pricey. But yes, this feels a bit wasteful to be spending this much on, I'm gonna turn the light on hooks, but you know, as I've said before, the heart wants sometimes what the heart wants. You're not going to get full effect here because it's quite dark in here and I've not got my little decorator's light. But I will spin you around and show you what I'm talking about. So, for example, they will sit like this. I also like the idea that if we did go down like the oval room blue route, that these would look really good against it as well, but I also think equally it will look brilliant against the white. That's annoying. That's actually wonky. Yeah, I think we've fully decided that we're going to go down the white route. Probably sounds a bit boring, but I think common sense has had to prevail, sadly. That's really bad because, James, that's really bad actually, because this hook has been fastened on, like the ceramic thing has been fastened on wonky. So I'm going to try and show you what we've done also in the dark, so good luck. So I haven't really shown you this properly yet. It's shifted over a little bit. It won't actually be over here when we're finished. It will be kind of closer to over here, so it will be framed more in the door as you come in. But this is our box chest that James has built from scratch for us. So let me just oh, we also picked up a nail gun yesterday because guess what, Laura and Ollie, they make sense in having one of those. And it's changed James' life. He just keeps on telling me how brilliant this is. So he's actually this morning fixed the hinges in. So this is just like the back bit that the hinges are attached to, and then this lid lifts off. It's quite a thick lid. I think it's like 18 mils from memory. And then in the box you can see it doesn't have a bottom, and there is a method to that madness in simply that just didn't really need one. We're just gonna, because all of this floor will be painted anyway, this is gonna be something that we actually can move if we need to, so we're not gonna fix it to the wall or anything. We are just gonna have it here with the view that actually if we had something bigger around here that we were storing, that we were wanting to get out, or if for whatever reason we just needed a little bit more access to this, like we could actually take this chest out. So we're not gonna fasten it to anything. So he's made the box out of the similar, I think slightly thinner material than this stuff at the top here, and then he's used the tongue and groove stuff to go around it as well, which good on James, because I hadn't even thought about doing that, so that was his idea. And then the lid like overlaps the actual box a little bit, and then obviously I'm gonna sort out a cushion for that, which James and I have actually had a bit of a fist fight about, not literally obviously. So yeah, I'll get your opinions. I think cushion should go across the whole top of it, and whether it's that you have to lift it off to put something in the box, which I don't think it will come to that, or whether it's just the fact that you might be able to like lift the lid to there but you wouldn't be able to push it back. I think that's fine, but James is having a bit of a tantrum about it, so comment in the box below what you think. I know what I think, and I know what my family think. Anyway, so this looks really, really good against it there. I feel like you can't get the full effect because it's kind of shifted over at the moment, but we have a very noisy man coming down the stairs in his trainers. We have all of the paneling up. We have it on the ceiling as well. Over here, James, this was an impromptu thing. Like with many things that we do, sometimes we're winging it on the go sometimes. And basically, when he cut this bit, he considered cutting it slightly longer so that then the bit underneath here would meet it and we'd get a cleaner line. But he didn't do that, even though like he thought it and then he kind of just shrugged it off. And actually then when he did this other bit, he realised he wished he had done his initial idea. So what we've done is we've bought this trim. It was quite expensive. It was about 3 times the length of this, but it was £24, which was quite pricey, but it's got some nice ridge detail. So we've put that on with glue and a nail gun, I think, and that will just hide that. And obviously once that's painted, that will just look like it will look smart. Yes, we've got the paneling going all the way around here. It stops down there just because we're not doing anything down there. That's where our gas meter is, and we're actually going to put a piece of like wood across there as well, so that we can box it in, but that we can still also get to it if we need to, either from the little door that's down there, or we can remove that. Then with this, we've just put, I think it's 3mm ply to secure this, because as you will have seen yesterday, it's wallpapered, and also it's got loads of really crumbly original Victorian lath and plaster, and it's not something that we personally feel we really need to do. This is a cupboard after all. And yeah, and then I have begun caulking, which you saw yesterday as well. So it's just a much smoother line, not majorly obvious in this lighting, but definitely going to need to do, like, not so bad here, but everywhere else we're definitely going to have to do like a second coat, because it like sinks in a little bit. And as I said, some of the gaps are much bigger than others, so there where James didn't quite get his cut right. Right, so that about wraps that up. Another week done. We are off out for Sunday lunch with some family, and I will see you next time.